You hit the ground running here at Lisbon after a phenomenal comeback against Big on Nuke. Talk to me a bit about this comeback. How did it happen?
Well, I think it was like kind of opposite. Like we traded sides in the sense that on Mirage we had a mega big lead, which we almost threw. We couldn't really get rolling. I had a bad day calling, and also I think individually we were really not there. Maybe the long break because of the rolling schedule, and then the match extending, and we just sat there, kind of, well, drowsed us in a way. But I think on Nuke, to be honest, I don't know how we won that CT side, because we kept getting entry and then we kept winning impossible scenarios. It felt like I felt like actually maybe Big played a bit better, but we just somehow kept pulling something out that we shouldn't.
What did you say to the guys after that lackluster first half?
Well, like we were pretty confident that we could still win CT, because our CT on Nuke is really strong. Usually we get a lot more rounds on our T side, but there's a reason why we are maybe the best team in the world on Nuke, and that's because both our halves are really good. Today our CT was not good despite the score. We didn't play good. We had poor rotation, kept getting entry, but somehow we still kept winning the rounds. So I would say that we got away with one here, and we definitely need to step up a bit for tomorrow.
You have been through qualifier after qualifier to be here. How is it to finally be here in Lisbon?
I mean, I'm super happy to be here, obviously, but the main goal is still to play in front of the crowd. I think like we came here to play in front of the crowd and hopefully win the trophy this time. We've been close a few times, but now we have our eyes on the prize, but we really need to step up our game if we want to get there.
Going into this year, ENCE weren't the team to look out for in the big tournaments, but now you're title contender with the likes of FaZe and Na'Vi. How is the mindset going to tournaments like this?
I think the mindset is just that at the start we knew that we had a good team. We knew that we eventually would get far in deep tournaments. I think it kind of happened faster than we expected. Like we almost hit the ground running, in the sense that at Katowice we got through the first stage, the play-in stage, and then we went out in the next stage. But it's kind of we lost the third map against Na'Vi 16-14 in that tournament, so it wasn't as bad as it might look. And then after that we've been top 4 at every tournament. So we are surprised about it ourselves, but we more probably expected that we would be where we are now, getting deep at this point in the year. We probably didn't expect it to happen as early as it did.
As said, now you're favorites in these kind of tournaments. Could this be a small hindrance for you as well, so that you can't go under the radar?
No, I don't think so. These days everyone is watching Counter anyway. Like I think that's kind of old. Like I think it's something from the past that people keep saying, like on the disc, that now they're the favorites. People will look way more at them. At the end of the day, I don't believe in it. We will do the same Counter for top 30 team as we will do for FaZe, because we have our analysts looking at them. Then we look at them as a team. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, maybe people will. I think the main thing is that what we've noticed lately is that people are copying our strats a lot. Like whenever you see matches, you see your own strats kind of implemented into those teams. So I think that's the key thing, that I think also FaZe mentioned it, that people are just copying your stuff a lot more.
Because at IM Dallas you had Snacks standing in, but you still managed to show a good figure, the entire team. Do you think that's down to ENCE's play style and your system, that you just can slot a new player in?
Yeah, I think it's down to the system. I also think there is a lot of underappreciation for other players in the team. Like I think that Madden Haters and Daisha is often forgotten because Spinx has done so well this year, but they're still very good players, and they showed that in Dallas, right? And yeah, I think the system, I think if you had to slot into a player role, Spinx is probably one of the easier ones, because he's lurking, so he's not so much part of all the chaos, and he can, if you slot into his role, you can kind of play a little bit more on your own and kind of use the chaos we're creating around the map. Not saying that it's easy to replace the numbers Spinx put up, but if you have to slot into a role, it's probably one of the easier ones to slot into.